Let's go. I'm better than ever, they never been better than I. Regarded the hardest and I ain't even reaching my prime. They hate that I'm great and they faking I'm real as they come. So sit back and let me show you how this shit is done. My composition, my propositions, I'm raping the system. I'm killing the competition and all of y'all are my victims. Eyes and oohs as I'm ripping the instrumental. Lyrical, individual, never been sentimental. I'm so hot every time that beat drop. And when I say I'm raping the system, that mean I'm trying to get this money and I won't stop. They said I couldn't win, but they underestimate my mind and the power.
Listen. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Fight Nate's Finest, back with another Undisputed commentary. Now, I've been waiting for Daniel Jacobs to come in for a long time. He's one of my favorite middleweights, and he was highly anticipational for me. First off, let's start off by acknowledging just how good his model looks in general. They did a wonderful job, as you guys see in the intros there. But let's talk about today's matchup, because once again, I was in quick fight. No lag, no issues, no problems, and I enjoyed that so much. This was a very, very enjoyable fight, and I want to acknowledge my last video where y'all thought I was coming at the player in that video. I was not talking about that. I was talking about the players in ranked in the upper divisions, such as Undisputed and Plat, where seemingly every single match is one barring, ghost punching, all kinds of craziness going on. But here I am playing quick fight, and I'm against a player who's using all different types of punches, attempting to actually box, and it was a very, very enjoyable experience, both against that Canelo Alvarez player and in this one. But I was a little hyped last video, and I appreciate everybody who checked me on that and was like, Fight Night, you wasn't very clear in your delivery, and I never want y'all to think I'm bashing another player. All that aside though, let's talk about this video. Sergio Martinez at middleweight, at welterweight, he's very tough to deal with, and I think southpaw fighters in this game in general, minus Josh Taylor, and I will even say Natasha Jones, she can be hit or miss. They're hard to deal with because just like in real life, right? You don't fight many people using southpaws, and I fought Sergio Martinez players in my ranked matches where I could be using meta fighters, Ray Robinson, Ray Leonard, and they're still very, very difficult to deal with. That being said, Jacobs, I think the developers did a fantastic job with him in terms of nailing down the speed and the pop on his punches. Like, he feels very, very balanced, very good to use. And to me, he's like a bit of an upgrade, not a bit, but like a much faster version of Nigel Benn in terms of the actual, how the character feels, where he doesn't feel OP, but he doesn't feel underpowered. And if you play and you're trying to learn the game, he's a character I would recommend. Just based on the fact of how fast he is, and I say his punches do have a decent pop on it. But let's talk about this fight in particular, and I did something a little bit different with this video, and you guys will see that in the coming moments. But the first round was, the filling out process, and then the second round, I thought I did a pretty decent job of counter punching, but surprisingly, one of the judges gave it to him on the scorecard. So let me know how you guys scored this the second round. Did you score it for Martinez or did you score it for myself? And I want to know why. But one of the things I really enjoyed about this fight was just the different styles that were fought throughout the fight and the pacing of it. Like, every round displayed in this fight has a change up in pace from just the rhythm of how the punches were coming at and the speed at which the fight was fought. Round one was a bit slower. Both of us, of course, filling each other out. Round two, still that same process, but he stepped up his activity here and did have more success offensively. But I also thought I did a pretty good job of counter punching. So we enter into round number 3 here, right? And once again, notice how the tone kind of changes. He comes out with pressure this round, really just trying to sit in the pocket for a bit and just trying to set the tone of things. And one of the most important things you can do in a boxing game is come out and set the tone, set the pace for the fight, and dictate how things are going to roll. So by him coming out that aggressive early on, it forced me to have to respond in kind. So my plan is, of course, I'm still doing the downloading process at this point. Still trying to understand what is his patterns and his tendencies. But I also wanted to try to start implementing a little bit more body work. Now, of course, we know the tracking with the uppercuts, and we're not going to talk about that. But when you utilize it in combination, or you utilize it when you're just picking your shots and not saying, well, you know, this is just my game plan, then I feel uppercuts, when they land, they do have its purpose. And when the stamina is not bugged, you definitely can change the stamina of your opponent. So you can kind of execute a stamina attack based on how the game is going. So it's like you can slow your opponent down early on if you do target the body efficiently. But it really just depends whether or not his stamina was bugged or not. So here you can see him doing a little bit of body work, and I step in and out of range, and look how much my stamina went down just from that one little exchange. But speaking of exchanges, we are able to catch and shoot downstairs with the uppercut counter downstairs to the body, step off to the side into his lead hand and away from the power hand, and connect with the straight right counter, and then came back the other way and countered with the right hand there. He countered back in kind. I found another movement counter, and this is what I mean. I love when you could just counter punch. Look. Somebody please. I'm not even gonna do it. I got excited though, right? So this is how the judges have it scored right now, right? 29-28. But we're gonna skip over to the 5th round, because look at the change in pace here that I was talking about. Remember the speed and how round 3 ended off. Round 4 was more of a similar pacing, but it was not a lot of like decent action. So it was just like, let's go to round 5. But you're gonna notice this round, it's not as aggressive. There's still that filling out of like, let me make an adjustment and see how I can combat what it was that was done successfully in those first 3 rounds. So here, I'm starting to really find my groove, and now I'm starting to utilize the straight to the body more. I'm also making sure that I'm leading with my right hand most of the time, or when I do counter, it will be with my right hand because my opponent is southpaw. Now, you can also utilize the left hook when you are fighting a southpaw as well. So a lot of people tend to forget that. They think it's all just right hand, but the left hook is also a good tool as well. And as you guys know, I'm a left hook specialist, jab specialist, anything setting up with the left hand. I'm pretty good at utilizing that more than I am with my right hand. So we measured there, measured distance, and I'm able to find a straight downstairs to the body. Now he had a movement counter there, but he wasn't able to execute. And then we had something a little weird going with the tracking there. I thought I had a counter uppercut to the body, but it wasn't able to connect. And really, pretty much the entire 5th round, nobody has connected with anything like eye-catching or decisive as of yet. Even there, sway a punch, and I was unable to get the counter downstairs to the body that I was looking for. So I don't know if it was like the tracking was just off, or the spacing was off, the timing of it was off, but we had punches within pretty much all of this round. So the closer in this round, I think, is going to decide who wins it. I did get a counter uppercut downstairs to the body. Sit in the pocket with him a little bit. Are these punches landing or are they not? I can't really tell. It could be like ghost punches, or it's connecting on his end and it's not on my end. I'm not really sure, but once again, pull back, counter uppercut downstairs to the body, and we're pretty healthy at the moment. 94% health, 100% stamina, and then once again, we're gonna do a little time skip. This is a time skip arc finest, so we're gonna go ahead and get into round number 8. So the reason, like I said, I was skipping the rounds is because we had a lot of similar action as well in round 6 and 7. But I also want you guys to see how when the download is fully complete, how we just changed pace completely. Now, like I said, the uppercut to the body was landed, of course, in terms of finding good counters, but I was still trying to slow him down at this point. And Martinez is so fast, especially with the straight left hand, whether you're throwing it with power or even if you're throwing his lead hook with power, those punches come out extremely fast. So my main thing is to make sure I'm circling into the direction of his lead hand so I can get away from that power and then find opportunities to punish him from there. So the right hook connects there. I just told y'all about the speed on that right hook. and then jab straight once again. Now look how we use it as a building block. Now I'm utilizing the jab as a measuring stick so he can't just walk in afterwards. Speaking of the measuring stick paying off, use the jab there to set up a counter, do a little back sway. I pretty much have all his patterns down at this point, and you guys are going to start seeing a masterclass in counter punching. Jab counter up top, and then the right hook counter up top. Measure the distance correctly. Just get out of the way, and when I get out of the way, I find the placement downstairs to the body with the left hook. Pull back again, pull counter with the straight. Measure distance, jab upstairs, jab downstairs. Same thing from Fight Night Champion applies here. It's going to apply in this game as well in Undisputed Boxing. Unable to connect with the right uppercut there, but just look how we're anticipating all the sways. Movement counter by stepping into the power hand this time, going away from the lead side, and able to counter with the right hand up top. Now we're sitting in the pocket, moving my head, blocking and ducking and swaying punches. There we go. Quick combination connects yet again. And then look at it, trying to sneak in the power straight as well. Counter right uppercut downstairs to the body. And that was a very, very strong way to close out round number 8. But without any delay, let's jump right into round number 9. We don't need to see the cornerman. They're not giving us no advice anyway. So step off the side. Never on the center line do you see me stay there for too long. And by making sure that I'm moving from side to side and just predicting what side he's going to throw, is he throwing from his right or his left, it allows me to open up these movement counters downstairs to the body with the right uppercut, or even sometimes with the straight right hand to the head. So utilizing back step straight there just to get out of range and then step right back into range, try to sway a shot coming into the inside. And he had a lot of success at the beginning of round number 9. Like, he's definitely peppering me with the jab and the straight, finding good placement for it. He even throws a little basic combination there, jab with the straight and the right hook behind it. Find a counter upstairs myself though, move my head off the center line and counter upstairs once again. Now jab, double straight. I'm like, okay, he's I understand the idea of keeping me out, right? Sometimes just putting something out there, right, it'll allow you to create little counter opportunities for yourself, or, you know, discourage your opponent from coming forward. But I'm using the 6-axis blocking so I can catch and shoot while I am on my way on the inside. Everything doesn't just have to be a movement counter. And look at just the fight IQ, the punch selection. Jab upstairs and then finding the uppercut downstairs to the body. Straight right hand to the head, then the hook downstairs to the body. Then just switching levels and constantly giving him something to think about. And the automatic block ain't gonna do everything for you. Able to find little holes into the guard. Once again, another lean back, read, counter straight over the top. It's able to connect, block the body shot, and then if you catch and shoot sometimes, or you time a block well, you can also generate a counter punch off of that as well. So once again, sway out of the way of another punch and get another counter punch landing to the head. So here we go into round number 10. We are pretty much almost a clean sweep besides round number 2, and we are up 89-82. Opponent just throwing them jabs and the straights out of there, trying to do his keep away. Martinez's hooks are, like I said, his lead hook is really good, but sometimes trying to throw the left hook with Martinez, and I noticed this just in general, utilizing the right hook. I don't know how players do it so well sometimes, where they could just find opportunities to like land their right hook all day. Sometimes if you use it as a directional punch, it just seems to land more frequently, but I have trouble landing the right hook consistently. That's what I said. Left hook all day. Right hook, I don't know. I get counted a lot with it. And I think my opponent was struggling with that same problem as well, which is why he was utilizing the jabs and the straights more often. But here we are, sitting in the pocket, just kind of trading back and forth, and then it was just pretty much a slugfest at this point. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into round number 11. Now, I really love round 11 because I'm gonna highlight some things, right? The defense and the counters, just how the reads allowed me to find so many counter punch opportunities. Look at just punishing the body. Never forget about the body in round number 11. Work for Gervonta Davis. It could work for us. It worked for Andre Ward. It's gonna work for us as well. So this is just a highlight of some of the good moments that we had in round number 11. And look at the defense turning it into offense. And remember that power straight we was trying to land in number 8? Finally found a home for it. Coming through like a laser, splitting the guard. And there's the left hook, followed by the straight. Swaying in on another power straight, lands up top. I swear to God, man. Like this round 11 has so many good, clean moments, and I hope that you guys are enjoying every last bit of it. We trade championship heart. Round number 11. Everything about it was fun, and now here we go for round number 12, the last and final round. It's time to put together all those observations that we had during the fight and just make it into one good, clean, well-scoring round where the judges cannot rob us. Don't want to leave it in the judges' hands. So we're getting super aggressive here. Just putting the combinations together. Still counter punches. Still reading. Still moving our head off the center line. Still staying defensively responsible. And look at my opponent. He's just throwing. Just winging them things. Jab, straight. Jab, straight. Straight, straight. Doubling up on the straight sometimes. Doubling up on the jab there. Close the distance. Get inside. He has 2 uppercuts waiting for me there. Sway 1 punch, sway the next, and then get a double counter animation. Straight right hand and the left hook all connected. Counter a couple more times after that as well. And there's my favorite combination. Jab with the right uppercut and the left hook. Who says the uppercuts to the head don't work? Speaking of working, he is dazed from those combinations that just landed on top. And once again, jab, right uppercut and the left hook. My favorite. Couldn't get him out of there though. Because, you know, sometimes you be thinking you landed something, but apparently he was catching all those shots on his guard. So I'm like, okay, we still got a minute left to work. Nothing to panic about. Still swaying and getting out of the way of certain punches. And now it's becoming a trading fest. Walking them down. Jab with the straight. Jab with the right uppercut downstairs to the body. And he's just, the defense is just too much. He's able to get out of range. But Warrior's heart, right? I got to close the show. I got to give the people what they paid for. By the way, if you are enjoying the video, please do me a favor and like the video. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. All that good stuff. With 28 seconds left in round number 12, we're going for it. Jab with the double hooks up top or unable to the land. And there's another little spicy combination. Jab with the left hook and the straight, and then following up with a sway and then a left hook and then another straight. Doubling the jab, working our way in, sway the incoming straight left, and able to land a counter punch up there. We was also able to get a pull counter as well, but Martinez stays strong. He stays on his feet, and he makes it to the last bell. But Kenny Bayless still raised our hand. Once again, make sure you guys support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll definitely catch you all next time. It's been your boy fighting his finest. And I'm off this. Peace.